Hello Gemini, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Gemini for the week of November 14th. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's go and see what we have here for you, Gemini. Now I'm using the Tarot Muka as well as the Angel and Ancestors Oracle deck. As always, there are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. Do make sure that you are subscribed to the channel for future updates from me. All right, let's go ahead and let's take a look at what we have here. Gemini. Big things in the future coming up for you here. I think ultimately good, but some big energies here. So I'm going to tell you this right now. Just be totally real with you here. If there is something that you are letting slip in your life, that is going to change. Okay? If there's a part of your routine that you know you need to change and you're not doing it, that's going to change. If there is something that you're doing that you know you shouldn't be doing, that is going to change. If there is something that you know you need to add to your life, that's going to get added, okay? And if you are just simply not maximizing your situation here, the universe, the cards, whatever you want to call it, me as the person who's channeling here, is saying that needs to change. Very, very real, very direct, very honest message here. Because I say this because you have like everything in life that you could want here. It's available to you. You've got the Six of Wands, you've got the Four of Wands, you've got the Ten of Cups. You've got total happiness here. But at the same time, there needs to be some type of change initiated. You know, a message that's been coming through to me for the collective recently is, I feel like right now, this is a very good reminder that there are times in life where we need to give up short-term pleasure for long-term gain. In other words, eating your vegetables, I mean, everybody would rather eat pizza. You know, let's be real. Everybody would rather eat pizza, but eating your vegetables goes a long way. Same with working out, right? It's much easier to just watch Netflix. But working out provides long-term gains. Accepting a little bit of discomfort in the short term for some type of really nice long-term benefit is what's showing up here. In the overall situation, you have the Ten of Cups. This is literally the other side of abundance in life. This is a major card of abundance, and it's not always talked about in that way when you look at the Ten of Cups because it's not a Pentacles card, but there are many forms of abundance. And this is the idea that you have a very strong, potentially, some of you have a very strong family unit, some of you have a very nice family situation. Some of you, if that's not the case, the situation that you're in right now makes you truly, totally happy, or it's about to be. You can see the family here kind of recognizing that they've reached the final cup at the end of the rainbow. They've reached the last sort of, like the final piece to the puzzle. The vibes are high, right? They own the home in the background here. And that is a sign of abundance. The river's flowing, right? The sun is out. It's a good time. It's a good time. It's that type of energy here showing up in the cards. And so it's really a card that could indicate total bliss in one's life. It's an amazing card. And along with that, in the past here, you have the Six of Wands and the Four of Wands. Six of Wands, you're taking a victory lap here in the past, or you've taken a victory lap here in the past. You've accumulated some type of success or some type of win here in the past. You also have this Four of Wands. You've achieved some level of stability in one's life. You've also welcomed in or ushered in a new start, as the Four of Wands can indicate a new start in one's life. So it's almost like, what are you what are you waiting for is what I felt like saying, but I don't know if that's the right way of describing what I'm trying to describe here. It's almost like, to me, it seems like you have a pretty idyllic situation here. You have I should say ideal, not idyllic, but ideal situation. And it's sort of like, I even feel like you have absolutely and totally, like, you've been stacking up the wins to achieve this situation here in the past and maybe even now. And it's almost like, this is a reading where I really want to see what the clarifications are. We're not going to jump ahead just yet, but I do want to see what the clarifications are because this looks very good for you here recently, Gemini. Now, in the future, you have the Death card and the Four of Cups. The message is simple here in the future for you. Whatever it is that you are stalling on needs to change, okay? I feel like be very careful that you're not sabotaging, that you're not in self-sabotaging behavior here, because it's almost like, this is something that happens to people, I've experienced this myself where it's like, you've worked very hard for something, you're right there, and then whoop, you're back to your old, you're not accepting it, right? Like you sabotage because you've achieved something, and I'm not exactly the person to say what mechanic in the brain that is related to. Somebody else who's an expert in, maybe psychology or maybe even neuroscience would be able to help you out with that. But this is something that, like, this happens to people where they get right there. They line everything up, 6 of Wands, 4 of Wands, 10 of Cups, and then they don't accept it when it's there. And so the cards are saying, accept what you've accumulated here. Accept what you have. Accept the scenario or the situation that you find yourself in, okay? Do not fall back on, do not turn back is what I feel like saying, because it's almost like some of you, like, knock, knock, like, hello, it's here. Everything you want is here. It's right here. Here it is, these 3 cards. So embrace the change with the Death card, and don't fall into a trap of despair and apathy with the 4 of Cups. Let's see what else we have. So you have the Temperance card, you have the Devil, you have the Queen of Wands, and you have the 9 of Pentacles. So the message is very clear in this reading, okay? The Devil, the 4 of Cups, that's not a combination I like, because that might suggest, quite literally, and this is a combination that came in for another sign this week as well. I can't remember what the sign is. I can't remember what the sign is, but maybe Capricorn. Although I don't know, I'm forgetting right now. It doesn't matter. This is a combination that might literally indicate laziness, okay? So it's like I'm kind of calling you out here, but it's more so just a tap on the shoulder, like, hey, don't, how do I describe this accurately? Don't miss out is what I want to say, because, there is a clear opportunity for you to capture everything that you've built here. So I would say do not fall back at this point. I would just say do not fall back, because the cards are like, step on the gas right now. The cards say step on the gas, go 100 miles an hour, like go through the finish line here, okay? Because Temperance card, the Devil, those cards come one after the other. Basically, the Temperance card says, have patience, because if you don't, it will spill into the energy of the Devil. I think that you have had patience here. I think you've been diligently racking up the wins. You've been diligently racking up the wins. It's taken some time to accumulate. And now it's just like bang, devil energy, death card, 4 of cups. You have the Queen of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles here. This is just really blunt messages. It's been, you know, it's been something that I just feel like has needed to happen at the collective level recently in my readings, where I'm a pretty blunt guy generally, but like not always on YouTube, but like recently, I don't know if you can hear the sirens in the background, the ambulance in the background. But recently it just seems like people need the blunt, direct message here in my readings. And, you know, this is one of these readings. Anyway, so you have the Queen of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles. So the Queen of Wands is like you being a major attractor. Okay, this person's attractive in many areas of their life. And I consider the Queen of Wands to be a law of attraction card. And along with that here, you have this 9 of Pentacles, which is about financial independence and the ability for you to stand on your own 2 feet and, you know, tend to what you've grown. You've clearly, I get this vision, or this feeling, I should say, this feeling of you just having slowly accumulated something here. And yeah, so let's get some of these oracle cards. Let's get some oracle cards to see what is coming in here. Let's get a few more. Wait, one more. I thought we had another. Sorry. Let's get one more here. Okay. Cool. So, yeah. So you have Magic Guardian, unlock the magic within. You have Shaolin Master, be graceful in movement and action. And then you also have Medicine Guardian, be open to healing information. So I love this Magic Guardian card, especially in this reading, because you can see that they are like doing alchemy here, right? They're doing some type of ritual here. And again, as you have this Temperance energy with the Queen of Wands, Temperance person on the card, they are doing alchemy as well. And in other words, what I'm saying is you've attracted something that you've been wanting for a long time in your life, so go for it. You know, absolutely 100% take it. Take it. And, you know, I think that you have kind of been very patient, and the word diligent is coming into my mind here. Now, be open to healing information. It is possible that somebody delivers some information here that you need to hear. It might not be exactly what you want to hear, but sometimes people say something that we need to hear. And, you know, that could be showing up. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at what else we have. You have the Lover's card, you have the 9 of Wands, and you have the Knight of Swords. So the Lover's card is the Gemini card in the tarot. And, you know, this can obviously talk about deep relationships with another person, or a deep relationship with another person in your life. But it also is the Gemini card, so I think this is less about relationships. I think the message here for you is that this is you've done your due diligence here. Okay, the word diligent is coming in with the 6 of Wands, 4 of Wands, and the 10 of Cups. And I think this is highlighting you, okay, more than anything. It could also say you have an important choice to make, but I think it's you. You have the 9 of Wands, which says that you are sort of very close to completing something. And it does not surprise me to see this card, because I talked about how I feel like some of you you've been climbing the mountain. You've been looking to summit the mountain. You're like one step away from summiting, and then you decide to go back down the mountain, which is absolutely self-sabotaging behavior. And I get a sense that this is what's showing up in the cards. You have the Knight of Swords, which says take action, Take advantage of the opportunity that you have now. Seize the day, go for something. Strike while the iron is hot. All of that, right? All of that. Really go for something here. And yeah, I think that that's showing up. Let's see what else we have. You have the Ten of Swords, and you have the Two of Pentacles. Ten of Swords is a completion, okay? It says that there's something in your life that has fallen out here. Now this is in the past, okay? So this is in the past part of the reading. Don't let the pain of the past hold you back from summiting the mountain of the future. That's what I'm going to say to you, Gemini, because there are new mountains to summit here. And I get that's another thing. I think some of you here are taking with you painful memories of the past. But notice we have 2 tens, which is a completion. So I think some of you are ready to turn the corner here. And I think in a big way. You have the Two of Pentacles, which is all about change. It can indicate a financial change, but it can just say that you're kind of deciding on something, you're going back and forth on something. There could be a change in your situation here showing up in the future, which I definitely think is the case as you have the Death card. Remember I said, it's very important at this time, if you're resonating with this and if this message is for you, it's very important at this time that you do not fight whatever change is coming in. Okay, this is manifested, this is coming in at a higher level for you so that you can learn something. At the top of the pyramid, it's coming in quickly here. 8 of Wands, that's a big message of, you know, something happening at an accelerated pace, right? The 8 of Wands can indicate news coming in from a distance. It can indicate things happening very, very quickly in one's life. And so I think that in part, some of you would resonate with this. I also think that there's just been some quick movement here. It's a very good card. It's a breakthrough card. So I do think that some of you are ready to just take everything that you've accumulated here and really just enjoy that. You have the Page of Cups on the bottom, which is an offer of happiness or even an offer of love if you're single, but it can be even news of happiness as well coming into one's life. It can say that there's maybe also some of you are maybe doing something a little bit creative as well as at this time, but overall, yeah. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.